So I'm going to do a little trick and see if it works. Welcome back to the channel, 10211 Dodge Viper. So what's one of the things we're all trying to do with our 20-year-old exotic? Keep it looking new, keep it looking nice. And look at this. Who else has this problem? These faded hood grills. Well, I've already fixed the headlights and got them looking nice. And this is the only thing I have left on the exterior that really shows the age. So we're going to pop those off, give them a quick paint job, and put them back on, and it should bring the car right back to life. Okay, we've got the hood popped, and look at that beautiful 8-liter engine. And we're gonna go up to, let's look at one of these on the driver's side. Looks like we have one screw there and one screw over here. Now you'll notice if I drop this screw, it's gone. It looks like it's going to go right down in between the hood and, well, the outer hood and the inner hood. We definitely don't want that. We'd probably never find it. So I'm going to do a little trick and see if it works. This is going to be our helpful tool of the day. I'm going to put a little bit of putty on the end of this screwdriver and see if that'll help me grab onto this. I have a magnetic screwdriver in, but I'm not sure if these are metal or plastic screws, and I don't want to take the chance of dropping them down in there. So let's see what we get. Alright, trick number 2. Just unscrew it the rest of the way with a magnet. It is metal and it is very strong. So we got them out and didn't lose them. Alright guys, fake out. We already got these 2 screws, and there's 2 more hidden ones. Come right around here. There's one, and the other I don't think I can lean all the way in to show you, but it's on the other, it's in that hole. So it looks like we're going to have 4 screws per grill. So I'm going to get those 2 out using my little same technique, but now that I know that it's really strong magnetic screws that'll work, I'm going to ditch the putty and just use the magnetic tip screwdriver to get it out. Okay, we've got all 4 screws out successfully. We didn't drop any, and this thing just literally pops right off. No problem. It's not jammed in there or anything. But look how filthy it is in there. That's disgusting. Now this looks like it's painted though, so it's supposed to be black, but there's dirt running everywhere, and of course this thing looks horrible. But we're going to fix that on both sides and put it back, and boy, it should really refresh the hood of this car. Make it look like it did when it came off the assembly line. Okay, I managed to get the other 4 screws off and didn't drop any, so that's good. We're halfway there, and this thing once again just pops right off. This one's not as bad as the other one, but we're going to freshen them both up obviously to make it look make them match and make them look perfect, just like they did from the factory. And of course this one is really dirty on the inside too, but we're going to clean it up. I've already cleaned up the other side over there. It's looking a lot nicer, and then we'll get to painting. Okay, we've got them off, and I'm just going to pull this little rubber seal off, and that's going to be the driver's side. I'll keep that on the left, and this is the passenger side, and I'll keep it on the right. And I'm just going to get some 600 grit sandpaper, and I'm going to sand this down. I'm not going to sand all the paint off or anything, but I'm just going to sand it down where it gets all the nasty gunk and stuff off that may be accumulated on here and gives it a smooth surface, but still with enough grip for our paint to stick to it. So when we paint it, it'll cover up all this where the paint has been worn off, presumably from the heat, and we'll get them looking nice and shiny again. Man. All right. Okay. I have already sprayed them. I didn't film the spraying so I wouldn't get the paint on my camera, but everybody knows how to paint. But they turned out great. Look at that. Look at that. See, it's hard to tell which one was the nasty faded one and had all the heat damage on it. They look exactly the same, which is to say brand spanking new. So I'm gonna let these dry overnight, and then tomorrow I'll put them back on the car and we'll see what they look like. But so far so good, and I am happy. That is gonna look fantastic. Okay, now that the paint's dry, we can put our little rubber seals back on, and you might notice there's some cutouts along the way. It looks like, you know, it would be like it's damaged or something, but it's not. It actually lines up to where your little where your screws go. You can see that. And so when you go around, you got to make sure they're all lined up. That way you know you're putting it on right. So let's do that. Okay, we've got the rubber seals on. They look good, and we're gonna go ahead and put these on the car and see how we did. All right, well, I've got it lined up, at least this first hole I've got it lined up. I'm just gonna start with the two easy ones. I'll do this one first, and then I'll realign it and make sure I get this one. Then I'll do the hard ones next. And I'm gonna use the magnet with the screw on the end because I really don't want to drop this down. I got 8 of them out without dropping it, and we don't want to drop one of these when we're putting it back in. We're almost there. No sense in messing up now. So let's see how it goes. Okay guys, we got the first one in. It's bolted down tight and looks beautiful. I'm going to flash up a picture of the before and after, and you can see the difference. But man, wow, that has brought it back. I can't wait to get the other side on there, and I'll show you what I did with that other side with some chipping paint. But so far so good. 50%, and look at this. Look how good that looks. Okay, here's the other side. Here's what I'm talking about. Right here was some where paint was missing. It was white, looked pretty bad, like where these screw holes go. And over here there were some little spots of white, and you could actually see those pretty decent through the screen. So what I did, even though this paint doesn't really match because this old paint's really faded, I just put some black touch-up paint in there just to take the edge off of the white. But you'll see once you put the screen back on, you can't see the paint discrepancy, but you could really see it when it was white, when it had the paint missing. So just by doing that little touch-up work under there, it makes the whole thing look much better. So we're going to put this one back on, and then we'll be good to go. All right, we're done. Check it out. I managed to put all the 4 screws back in there on the other side. Didn't lose any, so it was a complete success. And look how much better that is. Man, I can't stop staring at it. It's nice and shiny, no fade, makes the car so much more renewed. Now that I've got the headlights done and this done, it does not look like a 20-year-old car. Beautiful. I love that. So look guys, I know I'm not the only one that had this problem with their Viper, and after watching this, I know you realize you can do it too. It's not difficult to do, and didn't take very long, and really made the car look great. But this little magnet right here, this saved the day. And it's even got a light on the end of it. So, and of course you can see it extends down if you need to grab some stuff. I use this thing all the time for when I drop bolts and whatever, but it's such a strong pull, it held those screws in no problem while I was putting them in there in between the two hood liners. I wouldn't there wasn't a chance of me dropping it. So anyway, now that you know how to do it, do yours. If yours looks like that, just freshen it up and you'll be so happy you did. I know I am. It looks fantastic. Well, if you've made it this far, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel 10211 Dodge Viper, and stay up to date with any projects I have going on with this car, and maybe you'll find them useful for your car. So thanks for watching.